720,000 Americans stopped looking for a job in June. If they kept looking for a job, the unemployment rate would have spiked to 4.6 rather than gone down to 4.2 from 4.3. Crazy, right? I'm gonna go through this jobs report, and by the end, I think you're gonna realize why the feds that went from hawkish of mini rate hikes to dovish of possibly maybe thinking about they might have to cut rates by year end. The jobs report is supposed to have 120,000 new jobs. We only got 57,000 new jobs. And on top of that, April and May jobs reports revised down 70,000 less jobs. It seems that the Trump administration has not improved these jobs reports. Over the last few years, if you've been watching my video or paying attention to the job reports, you would realize that we're always getting these inflated numbers. And then the next month they revise down. At the end of the year, we're like, oh, we're $1 million over on jobs a year over year. How is that possible? Well, here we are again with the same problem. Oh, and by the way, if you want to see the full jobs report, click below, full jobs report, and you'll get a copy. If the job market is not doing well, if inflation is coming down, tariffs are rolling off, and oil that was at $110 is now at $68 a barrel. Crazy, right? And the consumer is going to start possibly slowing down their spending, which we'll go into more. Doesn't that like a recipe for maybe we got to lower the rates? Without further explanation, let's jump into this jobs report. Let's get into the data and numbers so you can see what I'm seeing. As I mentioned, 720,000 people stopped looking for a job. That's the lowest labor participation since 2021 of 61.5. We literally lost. This is the crazy part about this jobs report. We literally lost 61,000 hospitality jobs. We're supposed to have an influx of hospitality, a hotel, restaurant, stuff like that, because of the World Cup. Didn't happen. Strange, right? April and May revised down 74,000 jobs. Not good. 2.2 million Americans lost their job in the last 18 months. Just think about that. I'm gonna read a couple things to you guys about these different age groups of what's going on, because you're hearing and reading about AI taking jobs or people not finding work. And I want to give you the stats and data. For workers aged 25 to 34, the unemployment rate abruptly dropped from 80.1 to 78.6, right? Doesn't seem that, like, what's the big deal? Economists flagged this as one of the most dramatic plunges for a single month. It points directly to aggressive corporate downsizing and hiring freezes targeting early mid-career professionals. Is this true or not? We're just looking at the data. On top of that, the labor force participation rate for prime age workers from 25 to 54 fell 0.6 percentage points to 83.33. Excluding artificial shock of the April 2020 pandemic lockdowns, this represents the largest single month drop in prime age labor participation in 78 years. Why does this matter? This completely dismantles the argument that people are leaving the workforce simply because baby boomers are retiring. Instead, prime age Americans are actively giving up on looking for work altogether because they cannot find available positions. This is just one of the strangest jobs reports that I've gone through and shot a video on in a long time. It honestly doesn't make much sense from all these people just stop looking for a job, the unemployment rate that goes down, which is total BS, and then you have hospitality like falls off a cliff when we thought it was going to be spiking. I mean, they thought there's going to be 120,000 jobs, maybe past that, and we hit 57. If the 57 gets revised down, that's not good. So in my opinion, we should start seeing the Federal Reserve go from hawkish to dovish. Why? Because of three things. Number one is inflation. That's what they're really focused on right now. Oil that was at $110 with this, if we're in a war with Iran or whatever you want to call this, is now down to $68. Even though the conflict is still alarming, we're not sure what's going on, it's still tense, I don't think we have a deal. That oil price has come way down. You see it at the pump. And so with that being said, that is going to help inflation come down. Tariffs are starting to ease from last year. That stuff's going to start slowly falling off in Q3. That should help. Secondly, the jobs report. I just went through it. You can tell things are not as gloomy. This is like the worst jobs report in 2026. So things are not good and they seem to be getting worse. So we'll see what happens there. Third, but not least, is the consumer. 75% of the economy is you and I buying stuff. And so the consumer's been pretty good, pretty strong. But do we think they're going to fall off this third quarter and second half of the year? Because they got record tax refunds that were up 11.5%. So the average American, maybe they didn't get a tax refund, they got a tax refund, or they actually got more money back than they thought because of the taxes. That money they probably got, they probably spent. So we'll continue to watch the data as we always do. But remember, if I can help you with a refi, a purchase, if you're going to chat about a situation or just need to run your numbers, let me know. Hit me up. Love to chat. Email me, text me, call me anytime. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Share this video with somebody. And also, would love to hear your comments. And we'll see you guys next week.